Welcome to River City Folk. I'm your host, Tom May. This week, my guest is Michael Johnson from Denver, Colorado, whose songs and his style have influenced a whole generation of folk musicians. Thanks for joining us.
I remember Sunday school, scratching my name on the back row pew, as the preacher raved on about Peter and Paul. Through it all, the old ladies sat with their Last Supper fans, handkerchiefs rolled in the palms of their hands, looking to heaven with faraway stares, while I couldn't wait till I got out of there, when nothing was hotter than brimstone, nothing as cold as the truth, nothing as quick as my first time, and nothing as confusing as you. No, nothing as far as tomorrow, nothing as close as a friend, nothing as sure as salvation, but nothing was sweeter than sin. Yeah, sin. I can still hear Father Uhlberg saying, "Forget about girls, Michael. Think about basketball." And I knew I could do that, but I also knew that it would change my concept of basketball. Watching Mama's stockings run, walking the aisle while she talked in tongues. I guess that fire never burned in my veins, or so it seems. They'd sing just as I am, but I wouldn't move. I guess I had nothing but something to prove. And later at night I would secretly pray that heaven forgive me the hell that I raised, when nothing was hotter than brimstone, nothing as cold as the truth, and nothing as quick as my first time, and nothing as confusing as you. No, nothing as far as tomorrow, nothing as close as a friend, nothing as sure as salvation, but nothing was sweeter than sin. And I remember Sunday school.
Michael, a great pleasure to have you here on River City Folk.
Thank you, Tom. It's good to be here.
I mentioned before we started the program that your music really has influenced a whole generation of people like myself who started performing and playing this kind of music years ago. When you started performing yourself, you obviously came from a classical background on the guitar. When did you start adapting that guitar training of yours to the kind of music you began interpreting and eventually writing?
Well, classical wasn't in the beginning for me. The first, I bought a first guitar was a gut string guitar, but first thing I learned was. and then, you won't believe this, I took a lesson from my cousin who plays a G chord that looks like this. See that? You see this? And so, I mean, I had obviously got myself in some trouble. But, you know, I played a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I did whatever my brother Paul did. And so when he got into jazz, I played a little jazz. And suddenly, I think I instigated getting into trying to learn classical pieces by ear off of Vicente Gomez records, flamenco stuff, and hit a brick wall pretty quickly there, but was just in love with gut string guitar. And it wasn't until I played for 5 or 6 years that I went to Spain and studied a little guitar. And that really did clean up my act a little bit.
Did you begin to feel confident about your ability to sing and play and perform in front of people right away, or did it take a few years?
Oh, that took... It's still not easy, you know. There's I write a column for a magazine, and my last article was on stage fright, and I talk about what it's like when suddenly your teeth are so dry that your lips stick to them, you know. So I remember stage fright rather well. But see, here we go.
Well, you're known primarily as an interpreter of other people's music, but you've increasingly been doing more of your own songs, and you're going to give us one of your own songs right now, I believe.
I am indeed. Yeah, I've been a fan of the 40s for many years. And this song is a 40s song that Bill Pyburn and I and Wayne Carson wrote about 6 months ago. It's called Distant Fire.
I'm looking forward to hearing this tune, Michael. I've not heard this song before.
I just had to hear your voice tonight. My heart left me no choice tonight. I'll bet you think I'm crazy. Well, maybe I am. Yes, I know it's late to call like this, but I was memory inspired. Feelings I've been keeping me from sleeping, burning from a distant fire. Yesterdays are in my heart tonight, and I can't fight that old desire. Loneliness remembers love that lives in embers, flickering from a distant fire. From where we were to where we are, to be so close, to be so far. I'll never own the moon and stars, but I can see them shine. Like I said, it's late to call like this. Darling, I apologize, not for what I'm feeling, just for not revealing this love I'm sending on the wire, burning from a distant fire.
Michael, you've been in Nashville a few years now, and I guess one of the side benefits to living in that town is having the opportunity to meet and work with some of the finest writers around.
Oh, yeah. I have many good friends now who are fine writers, and we get together.
This next tune you're going to play is a tune by one of them.
Oh, yeah.
A fellow that you've recorded a few songs of before.
Yeah. Hugh Prestwood is his name. He also wrote That's That, The Moon Is Still Over Her Shoulder, and he was Songwriter of the Year this year. So
this tune is a song that has not been recorded by yourself yet.
Right.
But it was written, as you say, by Hugh Prestwood. And
it's a brand new song.
What's the name of it?
Miami Beach. Back in '37, when she first walked down that strip. She was such a knockout, she could make your heartbeat skip. Hiding from the winter, living in a pink hotel in Miami Beach. Oh, in Miami Beach. So she lived a long life underneath a pastel sky. She let the ocean bathe her and the trade winds blow her dry. The sun shone on her beauty till it faded clear away in Miami Beach. Oh, in Miami Beach. Now she sits all day in front of her hotel as if waiting for somebody to arrive. And now the whole wide world has dwindled down to a single wicker chair on Ocean Drive. $1,000,000 babies walk right by her every day. They don't care to know her, but if they should ask, she'd say, well, I must be your future, 'cause you surely are my past in Miami Beach. Oh, in Miami Beach. Oh, in Miami Beach.
Michael, I first became aware of your music from your first two albums, I believe, which were on Sanskrit Records, For All
That's
You
right.
Mad Musicians and Ain't This the Life.
Yeah.
Used to listen to those a lot back in the early 70s, and then I was real pleased as I was traveling the country later myself to hear your music on Top 40 radio, both country and just regular pop radio. How has it been sort of straddling that fence all these years between folk, classical, country, and pop?
Well, at first, it was kind of a shock to me. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to be. But I found out that I can't be someone I'm not. Not that I really make a career out of trying, but through all the different phases, whether it's just acoustic folk or pop or the country stuff or even R&B, I just wind up being myself and doing me, and if I'm not writing them, finding the best songs that I could possibly make my own, and that there's hopefully some sort of coherence to a career that does that. But still, you know, in all, there's kind of a schizophrenia between my performances and my records, because I love to play solo.
So despite what people might have heard on the records and on the radio,
Yeah.
with the backup, basically when they see a Michael Johnson performance, they see exactly what they're seeing right now.
Yeah, that's right.
The song you're about to do for us here is another one of your songs, a tune that you've written. Where does this next song come from?
Well, the song, I co-wrote this with a good friend. Her name is Joni Beeson, and it's called When She Smiled at Him. I don't have a daughter, but I have two boys, and really envisioned what it must be like to have a little girl, you know. And that's essentially where it came from. And Joni does have a little girl, so she knew what she was talking about. He wasn't prepared for a daughter. He thought how nice the sun would have been. But she had a way with her father when she smiled at him. And years ago he stopped trying to change her. He knew that he just couldn't win. She'd come home with stray dogs and strangers, and he'd have to let them in. When she smiled at him, now those old memories linger in his mind. She's still only 10, and he's still wrapped round her finger like the first time when she smiled at him. When he gave her away at the wedding, he paused for a moment and then he whispered, I think now I'm ready. But then she smiled at him. And as the years fade into each other, he may forget some things now and then. But her face, now so much like her mother's, still carries him back again to when she smiled at him. How those old memories linger in his mind. She'll always be 10, and he's still wrapped round her finger like the first time. How those old memories linger in his mind. She's still only 10, and he's still wrapped round her finger like the first time when she smiled at him. When she smiled at him.
Michael, I've always enjoyed your interpretations of other people's tunes, but it's been really nice today to hear some of your own songs. You're going to play a tune now that I heard on one of your albums a long time ago that I guess you've changed a little bit.
Yeah, I co-wrote with myself in effect, because I wrote the chorus to this 20 years ago. And the bridge and a few other little parts I wrote here several months ago with a friend of mine, Jack Sundrud, and thought we'd give it a go. But thanks. Yeah, I'm enjoying writing a little more these days.
What's the name of this tune you're going to play for us right now?
It's called Cain's Blood. Half of my blood is Cain's blood. Half of my blood is Abel. One eye looks to heaven, one eye looks for trouble. Sweet mother, she sang in the Sunday choir. On her head was a halo. She spoke brimstone and fire. my blood is a Cain's blood, and half of my blood is evil. One eye looks to heaven, one eye looks for trouble. Half of my blood is a Cain's blood, half of my blood is evil. One eye looks to heaven, one eye looks for trouble.
Michael, the two albums you did in the early 70s were influential to so many musicians of that time, including myself. I was real pleased after that time to hear your music on the radio. A lot of people hear your voice and say, God, I've heard that guy's voice before.
Oh, on the pop charts with Bluer Than Blue and some of those things.
But you've always chosen to record songs that have meant a lot to you, songs by writers that you've known, and it's been the love of the music that has kept you in the business so long.
Oh, yeah. I've had a career that, I mean, people think that if you go too long between hit records that you either died or went into like rug shampooing or aluminum siding or something, and, or they assume you're rich. And let me tell you, neither one of those things is the case. I'm just out here ham-boning around the country, just singing songs because I love to.
And that's the best reason of all.
It is, and there are a lot of us too out there.
A lot of people doing it for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sing a song right now you recorded a long time ago about people getting together and singing and being together for the right reasons. It's called Moving in the Same Circles. We're going to do it in E-flat, and I hope you help us out.
Called it quits a year ago. Saw the writing on the wall. Ain't it funny how you know when you don't really know at all? See you round was the phrase, as I remember that we used. When I think back on those days, all I've gotten is confused, because we're moving in the same circles, talking to the same folks, going to the same places, hearing the same old jokes. Moving in the same circles, going nowhere at all. And I still love you, baby, damn it all. Said that you were leaving town. Hearts grow fonder, so they say. But as of now, you're still around. Kinda think you're gonna stay, but I can't take this place alone. And ever since you said goodbye, you said hello, but not at home. And don't you think it's time to try? Instead of moving in the same circles, talking to the same folks, going to the same places, hearing the same old jokes, moving in the same circles, going nowhere at all. And I still love you, baby, damn it all. You know we're moving in the same circles, talking to the same folks, going to the same places, hearing the same old jokes, moving in the same circles, going nowhere swear it all, and I still love you, baby. I still love you, baby. And I still love you, baby. Damn it all.
Michael Johnson, thanks so much for coming and joining us on River City Folk and sharing your terrific talent with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Tom.
Thank you for helping us out on that tune, moving in the same circles, and I hope you'll join me next week for River City Folk.